I do want to show you the next part of the materials, but for this I'm going to need an assistant. Come in. This has to do with the brushes. There are two kinds of brushes that painters use. This is a bristle brush, and the bristle brush is used for most of the work that's done in oil painting. Bristle brushes will withstand a lot of rough treatment. They'll hold a lot of thick paint, and many painters use bristle brushes exclusively. There is another type of brush, however. This is called a sable brush, and the sable brush is most often used for details and for delicate work and blending. Now, within the two types of brushes, the sable and the bristle, there are a number of different shapes and a number of different sizes. This particular shape is a bristle brush that is called a bright. And a bright is characterized by having a short length to the hairs and a chisel or straight edge at the top. A variation of that brush is called a flat. There you are. Hold that in the other hand. Still another shape to brushes is the round brush. And the round brush is the shape that has been most widely used over the centuries. Many of the old master painters didn't have all the shapes that we now have today. And this is an example of a round brush. The brush that I favor, however, is a combination of all three. This is called a filbert. And it has the length of the flat brush and the round brush, but it is tapered to a bit of a point, as is the round brush. This is an extremely useful tool, the filbert brush. Still another shape for brushes is the fan brush, and the fan brush has traditionally been used by painters to blend one wet color into another. I'll be using it for a different purpose on this portrait, and when I do, I'll explain still another function of the fan brush. The sable brushes have the same shapes as do the bristle brushes. They have the brights, flats, there are the filberts, and there's another shape that's particularly interesting. This is called a cat's tongue, which is a pointed kind of filbert brush. There are also available within the sable brushes, round brushes, and fan brushes. Now that has to do with the brushes. Thank you very much. When one acquires bristle brushes, I would recommend to you that you have sizes 1 through 12. And when one acquires the sable brushes, I believe the sizes that are useful are sizes 1 through 9. Now, I have all of those sizes, but in addition, I have 4 or 5 brushes of every size. And I have a number of brushes of every size so that I can always find a brush of the size and shape that I need that is clean and that has the right feel to it. Now, I can't tell you exactly what that feel is, but brushes have a certain resistance or spring when they're new. And when one has used brushes for a period of time, that resiliency changes a bit. So very often I will pick up a brush of the size that I want, the shape that I want, and test it on my palette to see what its degree of tension is.